What's up, Facebook? The one who inspires is here. Sorry about the delay yesterday. I was having a little trouble going live, but I am here. I am here. Go ahead and let some people hop on. Give it a few minutes. Let's talk a little bit about this, the factors, some of the factors in life, the recipe of our lives. A recipe to cook up that abundance that we're looking for. So go ahead and let some people tune in for a minute, let it build up, and we'll go ahead and get started. If you jump on, definitely hit that like button for me. Drop a comment, let me know you're here. Appreciate it. I apologize to everyone who was anticipating the live yesterday. Was having some technical difficulties, but we are here today on this Monday. We are here on this Monday. All right, so give it a few moments. How's everyone doing this evening, this Monday evening? Fresh start. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Kay, what's up? I know, it's been a while. It's been a while. I'm happy you made it too. I'm happy you made it too. Yeah, guys, I had some technical difficulties yesterday and was planning on going live. I had a good one cooked up. We're going to touch on some of the points. Obviously, as you guys know, if you follow my lives, I tend to not write things down. I can retain it once I go ahead and do the live and I watch it back. So that's kind of what happens. But I'm glad you were here, Kay. So let me go ahead and get a few people invited, since now you can actually invite people from your business page once you have a viewer. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's get some people invited. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm sorry. I just hit invite on you and you're already here. My goodness. Let's talk a little bit. Hey, Smiley. I see you jumped on. Smiley. But yeah, guys, let's talk about the ingredients in the recipe we call life. Check it out, subscribe if you'd like. I'm actually still in process of adding a lot of the video content that I have from, mainly Facebook. I'll be putting fresh content on there as well. It's Daone, DAONE_who_inspires. So I hope you get it. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know. Facebook's giving me trouble again. It keeps trying to disconnect me. But yeah, guys, feel free to go ahead. I'll probably put a post out about it that, there's a few videos on there. Most of them you guys have seen because you watched them live. But again, it is Daone_who_inspires is the name of the YouTube channel. Still have many videos to put on there. As I was doing the process, I realized I have a lot of video content from a lot of lives that I've done. But hey, let's talk a little bit. So yesterday I watched this movie. Everyone obviously knows about the movie The Secret, the book. I love it. It's very life-changing. Yeah, I know, Tanya. Facebook, I think it wants to kick me off. Yesterday, I would start a live, but it wouldn't actually go through. So hopefully it keeps good for you guys. But yeah, this other book is pretty much like The Secret, but it's almost like it's now kind of a refresher. It's called The Abundance Factor. And after watching that, I was so amped up. So much went into my brain and programmed so much into, my psyche. It was amazing. And it inspired me to do a live here. It kind of directed how some of my posts were yesterday. And one of the big key points that stuck out to me, one of the people in the movie talked about a situation he ran into with a doctor. And he made me really understand that many people try to find a love in what they do that earns them income. And I thought about it and I said, well, why wouldn't you? Because they always say, if when you're doing something that you love, you're never working a day in your life. But then the more they broke it down, doing something you love doesn't have to be what earns you an income. People are too set on trying to find, what makes them an income and what they love all in one. Now, yes, you can kill two birds with one stone, but not enough people are focusing on the things that make them happy. Not enough people are focusing on what truly allows them to feel happiness, because they attach it to, hey Bianca, they attach it to, something monetary. And he said he talked to this doctor, and the doctor told him, he loved being a doctor. That's something he's always dreamed of. He loves helping people, and he's retiring. So he asked the guy, well, if you love doing this so much, why are you resigning? And his answer, and when I heard the answer, it made me like a gasp. Like, it really made a light bulb go off in my head. And he said, because I've made enough money. And he said to him, well, there's millions of ways you can create income for yourself, but why wouldn't you continue to do it if you love it so much? And the doctor responded again, because I made enough money. So he challenged the doctor and said, so is it that you truly love to help people, or you love to help people to get the monetary gain from it? And he said the doctor looked at him and he was confused. That blew my mind. It made me really realize that, people that are miserable at their jobs, yes, you want to find something that you love to do. But what you need to do is separate what you're doing to earn an income from what's making you happy. Go find something that makes you happy. If you want to, ride a bike, if you want to write poetry like myself sometimes, if you want to, do music, do art, and you love it, do what you love, and then utilize your job or your business to earn you income. You don't always have to attach your love to the income you make. You don't always have to try to find a love in what you're doing that earns you an income, because it runs people into a wall, and it confuses people, because there's so many situations that you cannot tie your happiness to the income that you make. And when you're searching for a happiness, you shouldn't have to search for it. Happiness, when you're happy doing something. Okay, if you like to, paint portraits because that makes you happy, you don't have to gain income from that. You can go have a job and gain income. Now, some people, small-minded people will say, well, that's like working two jobs. If you ever feel like what you're doing that you love is work, then that's not a true love there. Because a true love should never feel like work. It's the love because of the feeling it gives you. And that has a lot to do with, manifesting and attracting things in your life because of the energy you put out. Manifestation is deeper than just a thought of, I want more money. I want to be, wealthy. I want to be abundant. It's tied to a feeling, because even though you have the thought, if you're having malicious feelings, bad feelings while you're having that thought, you will not manifest it. When you truly think, for example, you want more money, you want to be wealthy, but it gives you a happy feeling because of you can provide more for your family. You can buy that car you want. You can, buy that dream home that you've always had your eye on. The feeling turns the energy into an actual action. It sends that energy that you're holding into the universe itself, rather than you just having a thought and you just think it every day. Now, one thing I've learned is that so many people want to manifest so many things in their lives. Everyone wants to be abundant, whether it's health, wealth, love, whatever it may be. We all want abundance, and abundance is all around us. Abundance is out there for all of us to grasp. But the thing is, when you're asking the universe for something, you have to be more specific. Many people say, I want to have more time. I want to have more money. But they don't think about putting the energy out there for what they want more time for. what they want more, money for. You want more money so you can buy that car. You want that money so you can buy that home. You want more money so you can go vacation wherever you want to. You want more time so you can take your spouse to dinner anytime you want. You want more time so you can do the things that you love to do. You have to break down the specifics, because to ask the universe for something, it needs to know exactly what you want, and people are afraid to ask for that. People believe that, wishing and wanting to manifest and attract money is just that in itself, just the money. But you have to be willing to ask yourself and answer, why do I want this money? Why do I want to be abundant in wealth? Why do I want to have abundance with my health? It's not just I want to be healthy. Why do you want to be healthy? So you can live longer, so you can go do activities that you like to do. People have to start asking themselves the difficult questions and giving an answer. And it's big with a lot of us. Anybody that's on here, my fellow entrepreneurs, shout out to you guys. Love you all. Appreciate you all. We've come to understand, especially when we're talking to, prospects and leads. And I've started to really hone in on that, because they always say, when you have a product that you feel can help someone, you're really only going to understand how it can help them when you find the pain point. The system that they're using isn't giving them the results that they want. That's a pain point. The system that they're using is costing them too much money, more than, the return they're getting on the investment. That's a pain point. It's taking up too much of their time to run their business without seeing the results. That's a pain point. So you want to ask we have to understand that in life in general, we have to be willing to ask ourselves the difficult questions. You have to be willing to open up to yourself. And for anyone who's ever asked for information about a system, a program, a business, opportunity, whatever it may be willing to ask yourself, why do you think you need that program? Some people will say, well, I want to make more money. But what pain point in your life is driving you to need more money? Is it because you want to get more ahead of paying your bills rather than just staying afloat? That's the pain point. Is it because you want to be able to afford luxurious things instead of just having mediocre? That's a pain point. And when you ask those questions and answer them to yourself, you can see a lot clearer what it is you want from that product, that system, that opportunity, that business. You can answer that question and you can see more clearly the direction you need to go with it. It gives you a driving point, because now it's not just a focus of, well, I'm doing it to create income. What are your plans what are your plans once you have that income? When you can ask that difficult question and you can answer it, you can provide yourself with the drive and motivation and direction you need to be successful, whatever program it is. They always say the program will work, the system will work if you work it. But you cannot work the system or program if you don't know why you're trying to work it. Okay? Break it down more than just it creates time freedom. It creates, financial freedom. What do you want to do with that time freedom? Do you want more time freedom to have more time to invest in your financial freedom? Do you want more financial freedom to allow you to not have to worry about finances, and now, you can enjoy your time freedom? There's always a reason, and it's a pain reason, a pain point that we have to be willing to ask ourselves. I put up in the post yesterday, and it's in the description, are people really adding their own ingredients to the recipe of their own lives? Or are you just allowing people and, obstacles and circumstances to just dump whatever ingredients, there are into your life? And what I mean by that is, people that are negative, that's an ingredient you don't want in your recipe. Because when you go to finish off your recipe, basically and metaphorically, you're cooking up your life. You don't want the negativity, because it's like putting an onion in the wrong soup. It's like putting Brussels sprouts, in the wrong dish, whatever it may be. So many of us, we want to be abundant in so many ways, but we're not willing to be the main factor of the abundance we are looking for. You have to understand that you are the key to your abundance, and it's not just what you think you want, okay? It's what you truly desire. It's what you feel. not just what you want. You have to feel what it is that you want to manifest and not just want it. You know, so many people focus so much, and like I said, that movie, The Abundance Factor, really opened up my eyes yesterday. And there was a lady on there who was speaking about how our brains focus on one thing at a time. You know, they say multitasking. I've heard it. Multitasking doesn't actually truly exist, because you might be doing multiple things at one time, but even if it's down to the split second, your brain focuses on one task at that split second. You can be doing 3 things at once, but when you look to do one part of one thing, that's where your brain focuses. On the next thing, that's where your brain focuses. On the next thing, that's where your brain focuses. A lot of people don't really understand what it is to multitask. Multitask means being able to juggle those focuses almost at will. You know, you focus on this, you focus on that, you focus on the third, but you're not necessarily focusing on all 3 at one time. Now, the problem is, we as people, you know, society has groomed us, social structure, as I like to call it, has groomed us to focus on, you know, trying to find a resolution, trying to fix or manage a problem. So you focus so much on trying to fix the things that you don't like about yourself, the things that you don't like about your life, and you forget to focus on the things of how you want them to be. Hey, Kayla. Hey, Peter, what's going on? You guys understand what I'm saying? You forget to focus on how you want your life to be, because we're so focused on trying to fix what we don't want in our lives. And it creates a subconscious energy that, even though you're trying to focus on, you know, creating a better financial situation for yourself, the back of your mind is telling you, because of, you know, our attraction to wanting to please others. It's how we've been bred as human beings, to please your parents, to get good grades in school. Not so much to please you, to please your parents, to please your teachers. You know, do good in sports. Not so much to please you, to please your coaches, to please your teammates. And we're so focused on pleasing everyone else that we lose sight on pleasing ourselves. We lose sight on focusing on what makes us happy, what gives us that feeling that allows us to put that energy into the universe. Exactly, Bianca. The more you focus on something, the more it becomes you. And so many people focus on how they don't want their lives to be in a certain situation. They focus so much on how they don't want the job they have. They don't want just the income they're making. But they don't realize, once you keep focusing on those don'ts, it goes from your conscious mind to your subconscious. Your subconscious mind is very hard to ignore, because anytime you refocus your subconscious is still playing, regardless. So instead of focusing on how you don't want to be at the job you're at, you should be thinking about how you can be in a better working environment. Focus on not how you can be, but focus on being in that environment. You know, don't focus on how much money you don't have. Focus on the income that you want to create for yourself. Because the more you focus on what you don't have, the more it will be present in your life. You know, it's like the saying, don't focus on what you're not good at. Buckle down and multiply your efforts by 1,000 on the things that you are good at. Because once you master what you're good at, now you can kind of dial back and start working to be better at something you weren't so good at. But you don't want to approach it as, I need to fix this because I'm not good at it. It needs to be more of a, I'm going to fix this because I want to be better at this. You need to want to be better at something, not focus on the fact that you don't want to be bad at it. Guys, if that's making any sense to you, if you're getting any value from this, please drop a 1 in the comments for you. I always want to provide value as the one who inspires. Guys, I appreciate you tuning in. Clark Future Movement here. But yeah, definitely drop a 1 if you're getting any value from this right now, because I know I've been absent a little bit, and you know, I apologize to you guys. I know a lot of you follow me, which I follow all of you, and I appreciate it. But you know, we're so focused on, you know, pleasing others that we lose ourselves. We stop thinking about the things that we want to accomplish and the things that make us happy, because we're focused on what makes everyone else happy. Now, a funny situation. Now, they talked about this in this movie, The Abundance Factor. And like I said, it's very similar to The Secret. Same, you know, philosophy pretty much. And the guy talks about how, in high school, he goes to his guidance counselor. They're doing like the career thing, or the advancement past high school, meeting. And the guidance counselor or the teacher asks him what he wants to do in his life. Now, I actually recall, seeing this made me recall a similar situation I went through. So I'll actually talk about my situation, and it's very similar to what this guy said. So I can recall being in high school. We're going to guidance counselor to talk about college and what we're going to do after high school. And it wasn't until now that I realized the main focus was going to college, getting a degree so I can get out and get a high-paying job and do that job for 40 years and then focus on other things that I enjoy doing. And I recall being asked, and it was the reason it clicked for me because this guy had so many similar things that he wanted to do. I wanted to travel the world. I wanted to, create opportunity for people. I wanted to help people. I wanted to do acting. I wanted to do, plays. And I remember the guidance counselor focusing on, well, this is almost word for word. Let's focus on you finishing out your high school career with good enough grades for you to get into a college that allows you to get a degree in something that you think you're interested in, so you can get a high paying job. Now, once you have that job and you've worked for a few years, you can save up for retirement. And when you retire, now you can travel more. Now you can go help people just out of the, goodness of your heart. Now you can go try to get into TV. Now you can go try to, do acting. You can write your poetry more. And it wasn't until I watched this movie that it struck in my brain, and I could have cried yesterday watching this, because the objective of the school system is to gear you to go to college to get a job. Now, there are very few universities that will actually teach you about being an entrepreneur, that will actually teach you business techniques for you to be a business owner, not so much work in a business. One thing I've always said is that high school didn't actually prepare me for anything in the world. I didn't learn how to do taxes in high school. I didn't learn how to fill out a checkbook. Didn't learn how to pay bills. Didn't learn to deal with the hardships of adulthood. High school groomed me, either me playing sports, but those sports led to me going to college to play sports and get a degree. And I've realized that, high school and the school system grooms you, and it's set up for a job path, not an entrepreneur path. It is set up for you to go, get good grades. The reason you get good grades is not to look like a good student. It's to get into college. So you can get into a good college, so that good college name is on your degree, and that helps you get a higher paying job. See, from the moment we're in school, everything's driven by money, and it's all a connection. And it made me think, well, why is that so? But yet so many of the successful people out in the world, dropped out of college. Oprah Winfrey dropped out of college. Tom Hanks dropped out of college. Mark Zuckerberg dropped out of college, and look what they were able to create. And yet, you guys are right. Yes, it sets you up to be an employee, not an employer. It sets you up to have to do more schooling. Okay, you work at a job for 5 years. You want to advance in that job. One of the main things you'll end up having to do is, you want to be a manager, but for that position, we require a degree. Now you have to go back to school, go more in debt, use up more of your time doing something that you truly are not happy doing, just so someone can give you a monetary raise. But they never accept the knowledge that you have. Your knowledge and what you learn and what you feel does not come from a piece of paper with a school signature stamped on it. It doesn't. You get this diploma and it's already printed with a signature on it. How many graduations do you witness where the person handed a diploma signs every diploma right before they hand it to the person? Now, some will say, well, that's far-fetched. There's so many kids that graduate. But why not put some meaning behind it? Why not make it mean something to the kids instead of this is just going to end up sitting at my parents' house because it's high school and they're glad I graduated high school. You know, I always say go to college and find classes. Listen, forget the intramurals. Okay, you can do fun stuff when you are happy doing what you want to do. Forget the intramurals. You need to find a class, a professor that will teach you business 101 as a business owner, not a business employee. You need to find a professor that will teach you what it is to be an entrepreneur. Find a professor that will teach you what it is to set up your life outside of school. You know, getting a degree and graduating, listen, I don't knock school at all. Hats off to anyone that can do it because it's difficult. It's difficult. But at the same sense, how difficult is it really? And I mean truly, no disrespect to anyone, but how difficult is it to do another 4 years after you've already done 16? I'm just saying, you've done 16 years of school as a routine. So is it really that difficult to go through and finish college another 4 years when you've already been trained and in routine of going to school every day, Monday through Friday? Doesn't matter how long the classes are, doesn't matter how long the day is. Your brain is transformed and set up on a structure of you go to school, you learn, you take your tests, and you work to graduate, and that's it. It prepares you for no life outside of school. And so many graduates end up going back home to live with their parents while they're building up. So many college graduates make $40,000 or less a year coming out of college. You know, the percentage is ridiculous of college graduates who actually do not find employment in the field that they graduated in, or they are unsure once they graduate if it's something that they really wanted to do. So they become convinced that the only way they can move into another field is to go get another degree. You know, so many college kids become older adults. You know, you get your college degree, you work a good job, you make a lot of money, you retire, all to not have enough to stay retired and go back to work at 60. I want to give you guys an interesting thing here. Does anyone know why 65 was the initial age for retirement when they created the whole retirement thing? Does anybody know? It's very interesting when I learned about this. So, one of, if not the main reason the age was set at 65 when retirement was put into place is because at the time, most people were not living to 65 years old. Light bulb. What does that mean? Most people were dying working because they were not living to retire. It makes sense, right? Makes sense. How do you keep people stuck working to create income and make other people's lives wealthy and abundant? Put them in a position where they don't make enough money to actually retire, but at the time, no one's actually living to that point. So you end up working for your entire life because you die working because you couldn't actually live retired. It's crazy, right? Crazy, crazy. Listen, I want people to understand that, and every person, I believe, should have some type of side business that they run for themselves. Every person can work a business from the internet, from home, a side hustle, whatever it is. Now, to answer the people that are going to quickly jump and say, well, there are so many jobs that need to be done. If everyone had their own business, no one would do the jobs that we need to be done. But you're forgetting one key: the love people have for what they're doing. Someone who can create income for themselves and be financially free, that's a doctor, can now focus his love of helping and healing people as a doctor. Some people enjoy servicing others. Think about it. Well, who's going to take out my trash then? Who's going to come pick up my trash when it fills up? If everyone has their own income and everyone has their own business and they're financially free, no one's going to feel the need to be a trash man. But you forget about the people who really feel the need that, you know, they are there to service people. They enjoy providing a service for people. And even taking the trash on a trash truck is providing a service for someone. You know, people would be happier in the jobs that they do currently have if they separated it from what provides them income. You know, there's going to be people, listen, some people will say, well, what about fast food places? People don't like to work in the food industry. For people who truly enjoy feeling like they provided a meal for someone, if their income base was mainly coming from a business they had on the side, you know, something that they, you know, can brand themselves, they're going to provide even a better service at that fast food place because it's not determined on the income that they make. They can truly provide the service from the feeling they have, from wanting to provide service, from loving, helping, feeding people. You get what I'm saying? You can find something you love to do. These jobs will still happen regardless. It's just now people won't have to tie it to their income. People mainly become miserable with the income they have from their job because they don't love their job, but yet they feel they have to do it for the income. If everyone created a side business, a business online, work from home, whatever it is, now when they go to work, it's not actually work. Now they're going to provide the service that they love to provide. Get what I'm saying? Exactly, Bianca. Exactly. Being happier at a job versus having to do it because they have to make money. Think about the effectiveness and productivity that would, you know, come from every job out there if the people that wanted to do it and truly found a happiness while they were doing it didn't have to focus on the money. They didn't have to focus on, okay, I don't need to focus on really servicing and making people happy with this customer service I'm providing. Rather, I need to work up to become a manager because I make more money. Not because I want to be a manager, but because I make more money. If you start focusing on, you know, if you didn't have to focus on the money part of it and you could focus on, I want to move up because I know I'm capable, because I enjoy putting my effort to get results. I enjoy being able to help direct others to perform better, but my income doesn't have to be mainly tied to it. Listen, the best way to start any side hustle, any side business is to have a job because you have capital. Now, the key is finding a job that allows you to do the least amount of work for the most amount of money. Okay? When you go to a job, you know, if you compacted 8 hours of your day and like really just stuck to it, you know, boom, 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 every minute of the day, you know, there's going to be a good 2-3 hour span where you actually could just be working on your business at work. And that's the honest truth. I don't care if anybody says that's not true. I have to focus 100%. Most jobs, you could find 2 hours to work on your business. It's why the talk about having a 6-hour workday has been around for a while now. They're really thinking about, okay, what happens if we have a 6-hour workday? But think about this. When you get off work, if you're so miserable at your job, why wouldn't you start a side business? Why wouldn't you have the drive to say, you know what, I'm tired, I worked 10 hours today, but you know what, I'm investing in myself, I'm taking action, I'm going to start a side business, whether online, whether brick and mortar, selling newspapers, whatever it is. I'm going to start a side business, and although I put in 10 hours at the job that I had to do, I'm going to now focus 2 to 3 hours, you know, every day on the job, on what I want to do, not the job, on the business that I want to grow, on what I want to be my main source of income, on what I want to do to create more freedom for myself. Let me give that focus. At the end of the day, you have to realize that you are the X factor in creating abundance for yourself. Abundance really is just having, you know, the resource, almost an unlimited resource for whatever it is. Wealth, health, love. You know, there's abundance of love all around. We just ignore it because we're so caught up in pleasing others before ourselves. You know, it's why, think about this analogy. When you're on a plane, when the masks drop, what's the first thing they tell you to do? Put the mask on you, because you cannot help someone else if you cannot breathe. Guys, I hope this gave you all some value. Listen, if it did, hit that like button, hit the heart button. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that share button, trying to spread this word to the world. definitely want people to hear this message. Definitely want people to think about the fact that they hold all the ingredients to the life recipe that they want, to their life recipe. The question is, are you going to allow anyone to just throw ingredients in there, or are you going to focus and keep the ingredients out that you don't want, and then cook with what you have? Your life should be like a delicious meal, just the way you want it, at the right temperature, and making you want seconds. You should want to live your life over, not regret things you didn't do, saying, oh my goodness, I would not want to do that all over again. I'm happy for the mistakes that I've made because they've shaped me to who I am. If I could go back to when I was 18, honestly, right now, I've come to realize that I wouldn't tell myself anything different, because without the trials and tribulations that I've gone through, without the hardships, without the pain of feeling like I wasn't truly happy in any job I had, I wouldn't be where I am right now. I wouldn't be able to deliver the message. Clark Future Movement, guys, I wouldn't be the one who inspires. I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you got some value. Keep your eyes peeled. The YouTube channel, I will put up a post. You guys can tune in. Again, it is the one. Here, I'll put it in the comments if you guys want to go ahead and subscribe. It is not finished. It is not finished, but you can go ahead. There it is, the YouTube channel. Subscribe, see some of the videos, trying to build up, the attention on that, because I do want to inspire people around the world. Guys, I appreciate your support. Tune in. If you don't like this page already, like and follow my business page for more value, more motivation, more inspiration. Continue with me on this future movement, because it's the movement into the future and how you want your future to move. I'll talk to you guys. The one who inspires. Peace out.